So a weapon that everybody on earth must have is discernment. Because one of the things the prince came to do was to deceive. The great deceiver is come. And so because another prince have entered the universe, the creatures that God created will no longer just live to express God's will. There's now an opposition. If the deceiver did not come, it would have been natural for you to represent God's interest. But now there's an opposition. An opposition that will explore every weakness you have in order to make you to also journey the path of rebellion, the same way he journeyed. So he will look for your lust. Every kind of lust you have, he will exploit it. So when he came into the garden, he said to the man, first he took advantage of his ignorance. Did God say that you should not eat of every tree that is in the garden? And the man said, no, we can eat of all the trees that is in the garden, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, we will not eat it or touch it. He knew that there was something there. That you answered me in the first place shows that there is a gap. Because you are not under any obligation to answer me. And if you want to answer me, you would have looked for a scripture as a sign that you are also participating in the realm of light. But you now decided to answer me from your brain. You know, when he came to Jesus with the same stone, Jesus used scripture to answer him. So he knew that this one is walking in light. But Adam did not have access to light. He answered with his senses. And so he took advantage of him. And also explored his appetite. He showed him a fruit. And the man saw that the fruit was good. He said it was desirous for food, such as to make man wise. Those were weaknesses in the man. He didn't know that the prince will come now to explore his weaknesses in order to make him a victim. Meanwhile, when God put him on earth, God put him as his representative. The man now has become creative. So he went on a path of no return. That's why the Bible said in Isaiah 53 from verse 5, it says, all we like sheep have gone astray. Everybody has embarked on his own journey. It's called rebellion. That's the sin that every man is guilty of. And that sin is so capital in the realm of God because our primary agenda is to represent God's interest. We didn't come here to represent ourselves. The moment you got saved, the Bible said in 1 Corinthians chapter 18 verse 6 verse 20, chapter 6 verse 20, it says you are not your own. You were bought with a price. Because God was trying to rewrite the record. The first man did not realize that he was not on earth for himself. He was on earth to represent God. Now that God has restored man and redeemed man, he's trying to make him know that you are not your own. You know, today people stand up and say, it's my life, I'll do what I want. You are not your own. You came here to represent God's interest. But you cannot represent God's interest just because you want to. There's a prince and we fight it. And so on the strength of that, every man must be trained